r/ask Reddit, NSFW. You are unable to be killed or injured for 24 hours and any crimes you commit during this time, you can't be charged for, no matter how extreme. What DDO you do with this power? Snort coke until I can see time. So a normal Friday. Act cool. Look at this guy's username. I would steal the moon. Get vectored. I get the shrink ray. I go to the moon. I shrink the moon. I steal the moon. I sit on the toilet. Watch Netflix. Go to bed early. You malicious bastard. That's too extreme. Raid Area 51. 25 hours later. Overheard sir. We're ready to cut open the intruder to see what makes them tick. I would out Pizza the Hut. Actually, quantum mechanics forbids this. Find out what lava tastes like. So if I shoot my dong off with a gun, still no damage? Yes. Feel free to CBT all you want with no consequences. Even extreme CBT like shooting your coke won't injure you. I read that as cognitive behavioral therapy. Get some coffee since 24H is a serious time span and sleeping through such occurrence is kind of dumb. 2. Get scalding hot coffee, just because you can. I'd practice Parker, because that shit is scary as hell, and my biggest problem that prevents me from getting better is being afraid. I wouldn't do crime, because even if I wasn't charged, people would still judge me. Okay, I would cross on red like usual, and so many times, in front of children. Rob a bunch of banks and jewelry stores trying to make as much money as possible in such a short time. Might start by robbing an extreme sports car dealership, just so I can drive to different banks even faster lol. Run around the Pentagon covered in baby oil. Are you covered in baby oil or is the Pentagon? Two very different visuals. If you run around the Pentagon covered in enough baby oil then eventually the place will be too. Go live and tell the world that death stopped working. Shoot myself. Hang, jump off buildings. You know, just rack up a body count without having to do anything to anyone else. By the end of your life you'll have a pretty high KDR ratio. Ah yes, they will have a pretty high kill-death ratio. Take a flight, go home, see my family, eat good food, fly back, sit and cry. Everything okay bro? Nope. Covered. They took the wholesome answer and said if I couldn't be harmed, infected, I'd spend that time with my family. I break into Tiffany's at midnight. Do I go for the vault? No. I go for the chandelier. It's priceless. As I'm taking it down, a woman catches me. She tells me to stop. It's her father's business. She's Tiffany. I say no. We make love all night. In the morning, the cops come and I escape in one of their uniforms. I tell her to meet me in Mexico, but I go to Canada. I don't trust her. Besides, I like the cold. 30 years later, I get a postcard. I have a son and he's the chief of police. This is where the story gets interesting. I tell Tiffany to meet me in Paris by the Trocadero. She's been waiting for me all these years. She's never taken another lover. I don't care. I don't show up. I go to Berlin. That's where I stashed the chandelier. The perfect crime. Become the world's first suicide bomber to survive. Wouldn't that just make you a bomber? Reverse psychology. I don't know. I just duck and throw bikes into the river. IDK why this one made me laugh the hardest. Run naked through Times Square covered in mayonnaise and randomly jump on cars and passers-by. I'm pretty sure you can do that now. I mean, there is no law that says it's illegal to run naked through Times Square covered in mayonnaise and randomly jump on cars and passers-by, right? LOL, you're not getting me, CIA. Honestly, I'd just go steal a decent car from a used car lot, maybe load it up with stolen groceries, go get it registered and insured first, and, I dunno, go take a piece of jewelry from a few different stores and sell them for an emergency fund, oh, and steal some rolled oats and almost expired lettuce to hand out at the park while educating people about not feeding ducks bread. Why a used car? A used car dealership is likely to be a smaller business and less likely to absorb the loss than a showroom. At least that's how it is in my country. Is teleportation allowed? 24 hours isn't that long if you need to catch a flight somewhere. Shit, you telling us you can teleport? Pretend to be the second coming of Jesus and publicly shame all televangelists for going against my teachings. Call them out by name. Tell people to love one another, regardless of race, gender, and financial status. All people are equal, and to treat another person as a lesser is the worst of moral crimes. Convince the top 1% that they will be doomed to hell if they do not spread their wealth amongst the rest of the nation. Spread the word that religious organizations should be taxed. If people won't do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, I will scare them into doing it myself. Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? Steal all the dogs that are being mistreated. Off in the ducking Mariana Trenches. No crimes needed, just raw exploration. I can't be killed by pressure and lack of oxygen. It would be the ultimate experience. The only problem would become getting out in time. Arrange a meeting with a PS5 scalper in a remote location. Kill them, and take the free PS5. Then I would spend the rest of the day robbing banks. Rob an ass ton of banks. Play with high voltage. Dox all of the animal abuse channels on YouTube. And then shoot myself just for the fun of it. Kill a pedophile from my hometown. Then go scuba diving without gear. Then steal some shit from the richest people. Rob banks. Just hit every bank in the finance district. Should be able to get a couple $100 million in a few hours. Spread the money around. Invest in public transportation. Confess to my crush. I think dying from shame may not be covered under the stated clauses. Probably something stupid like break into the lion or tiger exhibit of a zoo and pet them, or some useless shit. I would want to do more, namely breaking all the animals out to take them to a preserve or sanctuary, somewhere with space, but can still be cared for. But 24 hours isn't a lot of time such an endeavor. I'd have to steal some trucks first, I guess. That or burn down the Westboro Baptist Church, or Joel Osteen's estate. Prob one of those two, honestly. I would donate all my organs constantly for 23 hours along with blood, and for my final hour I'd wish everyone a good day. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.